Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the enigmatic world of Britt Westburn and the shadowy figure pulling her strings from behind the scenes. As we peel back the layers of this intriguing storyline, we'll explore the mysterious boss who seems to have a tight grip on Britt's actions, speculate on their identity, and consider the possibility that this person could be a notorious villain resurrected from the annals of General Hospital's dark history. With Britt herself defying the odds by returning from what many believed was a fatal end, the idea of someone else coming back from the grave isn't far-fetched. So, grab a seat, make sure you've hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and let's unravel the secrets surrounding this sinister puppet master. Our journey begins with Britt Westburn, once thought to be gone for good, now very much alive and residing in the luxurious, yet eerie confines of a high-end resort in Croatia. This isn't just any getaway spot. Whispers suggest it doubles as a clandestine hub for dubious scientific experiments. Britt, the former flame of Jason Morgan, appears to be under duress, bound by an invisible chain to a laboratory where she conducts research that may not align with her moral compass. Sources hint that her compliance is tied to a life-or-death necessity she requires a specialized drug to manage her Huntington's disease, a medication only her mysterious overseer can provide. This dynamic paints a picture of coercion, where Britt's very survival hinges on her willingness to participate in potentially unethical science. Could this be a plot to harness her medical expertise for nefarious purposes, perhaps creating biological weapons or reviving forbidden technologies? The stakes are high, and Britt's predicament raises questions about just how far she'll go to preserve her life. As we dig deeper into the identity of this enigmatic boss, speculation runs rampant among General Hospital fans. One theory gaining traction is that this figure could be a familiar name from the past, possibly sporting a new face due to the show's penchant for dramatic recasts. The idea of a resurrected villain isn't new to the soap opera world, where death is often just a temporary inconvenience. Could this person be someone whose malevolent influence once terrorized Port Charles, now back with a vengeance to enact a grand scheme? The notion isn't just plausible, it's tantalizing. Imagine the shockwaves if this boss turns out to be a mastermind whose return could upend the lives of our beloved characters. With casting rumors swirling, we're left to ponder whether the name we'll soon hear is one etched in infamy, setting the stage for a dramatic confrontation. One of the most compelling candidates for this shadowy overlord is none other than Caesar Faison, Britt's own father, and a legend in the realm of villainy on General Hospital. For longtime viewers, Faison's name evokes memories of unparalleled Avila man whose obsession with Anna Devane drove him to commit unspeakable acts. Kidnapping, brainwashing, torture, and murder were just a few of the tools in his arsenal, and as the head of the DVX cartel, he operated as a dark mirror to the WSB, with double agents and twisted allegiances muddying the waters. Faison's connection to Britt adds a personal layer to this theory. As her father, his influence over her could be both emotional and manipulative, exploiting family ties to bend her to his will. His history with Liesel Obrecht, Britt's mother, further complicates the dynamic. Could his return be an attempt to reclaim power over both his daughter and ex-partner? If Faison has indeed clawed his way back from the grave, the implications for Port Charles could be catastrophic, reigniting old feuds and unleashing new chaos. Another possibility that sends shivers down the spine is Henrik Faison, better known as Peter August, Britt's half-brother, and another figure whose demise seemed final until it didn't. In the world of soap operas, a body whisked away after death often signals an open door for a comeback, and Peter's exit left just such ambiguity. Known for his desperate quest for Faison's approval, Peter's relationship with Britt was a complex mix of sibling rivalry and shared trauma. If he's the one holding the reins now, his motives could stem from a warped desire to reconnect with his sister, while simultaneously asserting dominance over her. Picture Peter, driven by a need to prove himself, using Britt as a pawn in a larger game of revenge against those who wronged him. His return would not only shock fans, but also delve into the psychological torment of the Faison family, exploring how inherited darkness continues to poison their bonds. Shifting gears to a more unexpected twist, what if the mastermind behind Britt's predicament is her other brother, Nathan West? Unlike his father and half-brother, Nathan was a beacon of goodness, raised away from Faison's toxic influence by his aunt, Madeline Reeves, and believing Nina Reeves to be his sister. His tragic death at Faison's hands, just as he was protecting his pregnant wife, Maxie Jones, left an indelible mark on the audience, who mourned the loss of such a beloved character. However, recent murmurs about Ryan Pavey potentially returning to the show have sparked wild speculation. Could Nathan have been resurrected through the very science Britt is forced to work on, only to emerge as a darker version of himself? Perhaps the process corrupted his inherent kindness, turning him into the antithesis of who he once was. This transformation would be a gut punch to fans, seeing a hero twisted into a villain, possibly under the guise of protecting his family through ruthless means. Expanding the list of suspects, we turn to Victor Cassadine, another titan of villainy, whose supposed death by a WSB bombing hasn't deterred fans from dreaming of his return. Victor's obsession with Liesl Obrecht could provide a motive for saving Britt from both the hook toxin and her Huntington's disease. Believing such an act might win him favor with Liesl. Imagine Victor orchestrating a grand plan from the shadows, using Britt as a bargaining chip to manipulate those around him. His Cassadine lineage, steeped in cunning and malice, would make him a formidable foe, capable of orchestrating complex schemes that span generations. If Victor is indeed the boss, his resurrection could herald a new era of danger for Port Charles, where old grudges resurface with deadly consequences, and Britt becomes an unwilling accomplice in his quest for power. Lastly, we entertain the idea of Spencer Cassadine's return, a character whose presumed death left fans yearning for closure, while Nicolas Chavez's busy schedule rules out his reprise of the role. A recast could breathe new life into Spencer, potentially with a darker edge. As a Cassadine, Spencer carries the family's notorious penchant for mischief, evident even in his younger years when his actions hinted at a shadowy potential. His close bond with Britt adds an intriguing layer. Could a resurrected Spencer, perhaps with memories altered or influenced by Victor Cassadine's sinister legacy, be the one controlling her now? Envision a scenario where Spencer's return isn't a joyful reunion, but a chilling transformation, driven by latent Cassadine instincts and a desire to dominate. This twist would captivate viewers, blending nostalgia with suspense as we witness a once redeemable character descend into villainy. As we wrap up this deep dive into the mystery surrounding Britt Westburn's unseen boss, the possibilities are as thrilling as they are endless. From the diabolical Caesar Phazon to the tragic Nathan West, each candidate brings a unique flavor of drama to the table, promising explosive revelations and heart-wrenching conflicts. The backdrop of a sinister science center in Croatia, combined with Britt's desperate fight for survival, sets the stage for a storyline that could redefine General Hospital's landscape. Who do you think is the mastermind orchestrating this web of deceit? Are you rooting for a villain's return or hoping for a hero's tragic fall? Next, we will dive into the escalating tensions surrounding Ava Jerome and her disruptive role in the extended Davis family dynamics. In the bustling world of Port Charles, Ava Jerome has long been a figure of controversy, stirring up endless drama within the Davis clan, and recent developments suggest her influence is only intensifying. Fans of the show know that Ava's cunning maneuvers often leave a trail of chaos, and the upcoming episodes promise to amplify this turmoil. Picture this: as the summer heat lingers, Max Scorpio's backyard BBQ is shaping up to be the hotspot for revelations and confrontations. Felicia Scorpio, ever the gracious host, extended a warm invitation to Cody Bell, sparking speculation about whether he'll arrive solo or with a surprising companion. Whispers around town hint that Ava might just tag along as his plus one, turning what should be a casual gathering into a powder keg of emotions. Adding to the mix is Molly Lansing Davis, whose presence alone could ignite sparks, especially if she crosses paths with Cody and Ava in the same space. Imagine the sizzling exchanges and heated glances, General Hospital enthusiasts. This is the kind of juicy storyline that keeps us glued to our screens, dissecting every glance and whisper. Cody finds himself caught in a whirlwind of conflicting loyalties, particularly between the fiery Ava and the steadfast Molly. Following Molly's heated outburst directed at him in a recent episode, Cody's enthusiasm for attending the BBQ has understandably waned. He's been painted as the villain in Molly's eyes, largely thanks to the subtle manipulations of her sister, Kristina Corinthos Davis. Kristina, with her signature blend of protectiveness and scheming, has been sowing seeds of suspicion about Cody's intentions, convincing Molly that he's not to be trusted. This interference has left Cody questioning his place at the event, even leading him to confide in Felicia that he might skip it altogether to avoid the awkwardness. But Felicia, known for her persistent optimism and refusal to let drama derail her plans, brushed off his concerns and insisted he join the fun. Now, With invitations confirmed, the stage is set for an inevitable clash. To add a fresh layer, imagine Cody grappling with his own backstory, perhaps flashbacks to his rodeo days remind him of past heartbreaks, making him even more hesitant to navigate this romantic minefield. The tension builds as Cody weighs his growing connection with Ava against the unresolved feelings for Molly, creating a personal dilemma that could erupt in unexpected ways during the party. Soap opera gatherings, much like the infamous weddings that dominate daytime TV, are notorious breeding grounds for high-stakes drama, and Max BBQ appears poised to follow suit. These events typically draw half of Port Charles residents, bringing simmering grudges and hidden agendas to the forefront under the guise of celebration. Think of the last Scorpio family event, where old rivalries resurfaced amid the clinking of glasses and scent of grilled burger history. Suggests this one won't be any tamer. The mere idea of Cody and Molly sharing the same backyard space is enough to promise discomfort. But throwing Ava into the equation multiplies the unease tenfold. Her reputation as a master manipulator ensures that every interaction will be laced with subtext. For instance, new spoilers tease that the BBQ might include surprise guests from Cody's past, like a distant relative who unwittingly exposes secrets, heightening the overall volatility. As the sun sets over the Scorpio residents, expect alliances to shift, accusations to fly, and perhaps even a dramatic exit that leaves everyone buzzing. This isn't just a party, it's a catalyst for the kind of over-the-top confrontations that define General Hospital's enduring appeal. Ava Jerome stands out as a true lightning rod in Port Charles, attracting controversy wherever she goes, and her potential involvement with Cody could be her latest ploy. Speculation abounds that Ava might leverage her budding chemistry with Cody to provoke jealousy in Rick Lansing, her ex with a complicated history. Cody, with his rugged charm, easygoing nature, and undeniable good looks, makes for an ideal partner in such a Shemethau. His own checkered past, including brushes with the law and shady dealings, adds an ironic twist that Ava conveniently overlooks. Their flirtatious banter has been electric on screen, and it's entirely in character for Ava to parade this connection publicly, especially at a high-profile event like the BBQ. To expand on this, envision Ava arriving in a stunning outfit designed to turn heads, complete with subtle nods to her art gallery roots, like jewelry inspired by famous paintings, all while flashing knowing smiles at Rick. This isn't mere rebound territory, it's Ava reclaiming her power in the social arena, using Cody as both shield and sword. Fans can anticipate her relishing every moment, turning the gathering into her personal stage for revenge and seduction. Meanwhile, Rick Lansing is ensnared in his own web of romantic entanglements, torn between the allure of Ava and the stability offered by Elizabeth Baldwin. If both women end up at the BBQ, Ava's theatrical flair could steal the show, deliberately ruffling Elizabeth's feathers with pointed remarks and lingering touches on Cody's arm. Rick, ever the smooth operator, might find himself mediating or, worse, choosing sides in real time, leading to whispered arguments amid the festivities. What adds a delicious layer of intrigue is the secret undercurrent. Ava remains oblivious to the fact that Kristina is secretly compensating Cody to occupy her time and attention. This arrangement, shrouded in mystery, stems from Kristina's desire to protect her family, but it carries the risk of explosive fallout once revealed. Imagine the moment of truth unfolding near the grill, with accusations echoing through the crowd. Ava's fury would be legendary, promising retribution that could span multiple episodes. To invent a new element, perhaps Rick stumbles upon a cryptic text on Cody's phone, hinting at the payoff, which forces him to confront his own feelings and loyalties in a heartfelt monologue. Ava has never been one to shy away from the spotlight, embracing bold moves that keep her at the center of Port Charles' gossip mill. Her unapologetic style means she's fully capable of turning the BBQ into a spectacle, especially if it serves her agenda against Rick or the Davis family. On the flip side, Kristina's machinations are pure soap opera gold. Her middle name might as well be shady, given her track record of underhanded tactics. By enlisting Cody with financial incentives, she's aiming to steer Molly clear of what she perceives as a bad influence, all while keeping Ava distracted and out of the family's inner circle. This plot thickens with the possibility of Molly discovering the scheme firsthand, perhaps through an overheard conversation or a misplaced receipt, leading to an emotional meltdown that's been teased in explosive spoilers. Picture Molly's face crumpling in betrayal, her voice rising above the party chatter as she confronts Kristina, Cody, and even Ava in a raw, unfiltered scene. Next, we will explore the intensifying schemes of Drew Kane as he maneuvers to mend his fractured bond with Willow Tate and reunite her with her beloved children. In the ever-twisting saga of Port Charles, Drew Kane emerges as a man on a mission, fiercely committed to bridging the gap between Willow Tate and her young ones, Wiley and Amelia Corinthos. This drive might stem from a deep-seated need to redeem himself in Willow's eyes, especially after the bombshell revelation of his passionate affair with her mother, Nina Reeves, shattered their trust. Drew's actions paint him as a strategist, carefully plotting his next moves to regain favor. Recently, he's been making pointed visits to Elizabeth Baldwin at the hospital, ostensibly to inquire about Willow's well-being amid her ongoing health struggles and emotional turmoil. These encounters could uncover pivotal secrets that Drew might twist to his benefit, adding layers of intrigue to his redemption arc. To invent a fresh angle, imagine Drew reflecting on his own turbulent past, perhaps flashbacks to his time as a Navy SEAL, where loyalty and betrayal defined his world, fueling his determination to fix Willow's family life, even if it means crossing ethical lines. As spoilers swirl, this pursuit sets the stage for unexpected alliances and moral dilemmas that could redefine relationships in Port Charles. The hospital corridors, always a hub of whispered confessions and chance meetings, might soon host a pivotal encounter involving Kristina Corinthos Davis. Fresh off her own brushes with danger, Kristina could drop by General Hospital for a routine checkup or to support a friend, only to bump into the compassionate nurse Elizabeth Baldwin. Their conversation might start innocently enough, with Kristina expressing profound gratitude once more for Elizabeth's discretion regarding the harrowing car crash that left her and Rick Lansing injured. This moment of vulnerability highlights Kristina's lingering fears and the weight of secrets in Port Charles, adding a new element. Perhaps Kristina shares a heartfelt anecdote about her recovery process, mentioning how therapy sessions have helped her process the guilt, unknowingly drawing Elizabeth deeper into her confidence. Little do they know, this exchange is about to be intercepted, turning a private thank you into a catalyst for broader chaos. The atmosphere thickens as the discussion touches on the accident's details, revealing the raw edges of Kristina's impulsive decisions and Elizabeth's role in shielding her. Unbeknownst to the pair, Drew Kane lurks just around the corner, his timing impeccably suspicious as he overhears the damning revelation. In a shocking twist, he learns the truth. Kristina deliberately tampered with the brakes on what she believed was Ava Jerem's vehicle, only for it to be Rick's car instead, leading to the devastating crash. This eavesdropped intel hits Drew like a thunderbolt, his mind racing with possibilities on how to wield it as a weapon in his personal arsenal. Drew's character, shaped by years of resilience and reinvention from his presumed death to his current political ambitions, might see this as a golden opportunity to manipulate outcomes. Inventing an additional detail, envision Drew pausing in the shadows, his face a mask of calculated surprise, as he jots down mental notes or even discreetly records a snippet on his phone, ensuring he has leverage that's both auditory and undeniable. This discovery propels him into a scheming mindset, where every piece of information becomes a tool for advancement, particularly in his quest to aid Willow. Armed with this explosive knowledge, Drew doesn't waste time. He later corners Elizabeth in a quiet hospital lounge, framing his request as a noble favor that could ultimately benefit Willow. In her heated custody battle, Elizabeth, ever the empathetic listener, probes for details, only to be stunned by Drew's audacious demand. He wants her to falsify Michael Corinthos' blood test results, altering them to portray him as a struggling opioid addict. This fabrication, Drew argues, would tip the scales in Willow's favor during the legal proceedings over the children, painting Michael as unfit. The proposal reeks of desperation and ethical bankruptcy, forcing Elizabeth to confront the darker rumors she's heard about Drew's increasingly ruthless tactics. To expand creatively, picture Elizabeth's internal struggle manifesting in intense silence, her hands trembling as she recalls her own history of medical integrity, perhaps drawing parallels to past storylines where she faced similar pressures. Like during her involvement with the Cassadines, her outrage boils over, and she firmly rejects the idea, declaring it a betrayal of her professional oath and personal values. Drew, undeterred by her refusal, escalates the confrontation by unveiling his blackmail card. He threatens to expose Elizabeth's complicity in covering up Kristina's role in the crash, including her silence to the authorities. This puts Elizabeth in an impossible bind as she grapples with the fallout of her choices, unaware that Alexis Davis is on the verge of securing crucial evidence from Ava. that could implicate Kristina independently. Elizabeth feels the walls closing in. The pressure mounts, leaving her to weigh self-preservation against her principles, complete with Drew's illicit request, or risk everything by coming clean, inventing a new layer. Perhaps Elizabeth flashes back to a mentoring moment with a young nurse, reinforcing her commitment to honesty, which now clashes with the fear of legal repercussions for herself and potential harm to Kristina's fragile state. This dilemma underscores the high stakes of loyalty in Port Charles, where one secret can unravel an entire network of relationships. Faced with this moral crossroads, Elizabeth's strong ethical foundation shines through. She's far more likely to reject Drew's manipulation and choose the path of righteousness, even if it means facing consequences. Rather than tamper with records, she might opt to confess the full story to the police, preserving her integrity over succumbing to coercion. This decision could spectacularly backfire on Drew, exposing his own underhanded dealings and potentially derailing his political aspiration, or his fragile ties with Willow. Adding an inventive element, imagine Elizabeth seeking solace in a quiet chapel within the hospital, where she encounters a supportive colleague who unknowingly encourages her to follow her conscience, solidifying her resolve. Ultimately, spoilers suggest she heads straight to Police Commissioner Anna Devane, ready to lay everything bare in a dramatic consultation that could shift the power dynamics across multiple storylines. What are your thoughts, GH fans? Could Drew truly uncover the full extent of Kristina's involvement in that fateful car crash? Might he succeed in pressuring Elizabeth with this blackmail to alter Michael's test results? Or will Elizabeth stand her ground, defying the threat and turning to the authorities instead? Tune in to ABC General Hospital to see how these tangled webs unravel.